Yellow, folks, welcome back to the Slice with a late preview of Novak Djokovic versus Rafael Nadal. The climax of the men's game right now, and they are meeting in the final of the Australian Open, and it's going to be an absolute blockbuster. This is kind of the match that we've been waiting for all tournament once we saw how good these guys were playing, and it's finally here. So we're going to get down into the nitty-gritty of what's going to go down or what we think is going to happen in this crazy match, and if this is going to be turning out to be one of those all-time matches that we remember forever. Welcome to the Slice. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Slice.
Welcome to the Slice.
Thanks for tuning back in, folks. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for your support, all Australian Open. We're almost at the end. I'm just going nuts because I've had barely any sleep this whole tournament, but it's great, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. So thanks for supporting us, folks. If you can, click the link in the bio again to check out the Slice Front Row. Our first show is coming early February, and we just need a few more people to sign up for it. It's only $4 a month, and what happens on the show is you guys suggest what we talk about. I answer your questions on the show, and then every show I give a free giveaway. And the first giveaway is going to be one of these vintage Slice tennis t-shirts sent to the winner who we pick in the show. So there's not many people signed up right now, so if you get in there, you have a pretty good chance of winning this and getting it sent to you. It's $4 a month, and that type of support from you guys is going to make it possible for shows like mine to be better and to be the new thing, and so we don't have to listen to boring tennis channel talk for the rest of our lives. So Rafa versus Djokovic. This has happened so many times before, and there's memories that we have from these matches that make us so excited for this that we can't even handle it. So in 2012, they obviously played arguably one of the greatest finals of all time. It was like almost 6 hours long, and these guys were both cramping, exhausted, collapsing after long points, and it was the most like physical battle I think we've ever seen in tennis. And Novak Djokovic came out on top, and he's kind of had Nadal's number, honestly, in the finals of majors throughout their guys' rivalry. But this year, I think there's a little bit of a new wind in the air. It seems a bit weird to me because, at least in Rafa's camp, coming in, I had him number 5 as the 5th most likely player to win the Australian Open because we didn't know of his injury status. And he skipped Brisbane, and he was just, so we thought, oh, he's sketchy. He's going to probably play a few rounds, start to get injured, and then have to pull out of the tournament. But he just practiced, or what we know now is he said he was practicing really well that whole week in Brisbane and is just feeling really good. And little did we know that he was tweaking his game style to fit the hard court surface, but not only fit the hard court surface, to like loosen the wear and tear on his body. So what I've seen from him is he's been ultra aggressive, but he's also just been hitting, his balls have a lot more penetrating power on this hard court surface. And he's hitting winners almost like Federer is nowadays. Like he's taking the ball early and then instead of like pulling a guy cross court and hammering them, then finishing with like an obvious winner, he'll hit like a winner on a second or third shot. And it seems like he's hitting the ball so clean on his forehand and backhand right now. He can hit a winner up the line, cross court, on both sides. It doesn't really matter. He's just doing whatever he wants out there. And we saw a great example of that when he absolutely manhandled Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-2, 6-4, 6-0. And Tsitsipas was obviously playing really well before this, but it looked like he just totally got outclassed by Nadal, and Nadal just had his way with him. And afterwards, Tsitsipas was destroyed. He was distraught. And he didn't understand how anyone with a single-handed backhander could beat Nadal like that. He gave props to Federer for beating him so many times in this. But, yeah, the main takeaway from that was, wow, Nadal's hitting the ball insanely clean, hitting it flatter than he has, and he's playing great hard court tennis, which has never been the thing. He's always kind of like, look at this clay player on a hard court. Right now, he looks like a seriously dangerous hard court player. So coming into this final, I think he has very strong weapons that he's going to use in this match, and that his mental game, where he's feeling his hardcore game, is that he's feeling great, and he hasn't even lost a set yet, so his body's rested and recuperated, and he's about to do some damage in this final, I think. So that's Nadal coming to this final. Djokovic has looked pretty good all tournament. He hasn't looked as good as Nadal, I wouldn't say. He's lost some sets to like Shapovalov, who wasn't even playing good, Medvedev, who got tired. He hasn't played the hardest players either. He's had a fairly easy route to the final. He absolutely destroyed Luca Pouille. I think he only made 5 unforced errors in that match. So that is disturbingly good. So he's coming in looking pretty good as well. And, of course, when he plays Rafa, he seems to elevate his game, and his defense goes next level, where it's hard for Nadal to attack him because all of Djokovic's shots are so deep. And if the ball doesn't land until right before the baseline, it's hard to take it early and do damage. And if you even can, Djokovic can get there, slide into shots. I think he makes Nadal back off a little bit on his aggression, and if he can do that, he'll have a lot better chance in this matchup. So, folks, I think we might be for something absolutely special in this final because, I mean, it's the two of the greatest tennis players of all time going at it. But these guys have had such crazy battles in the past that I think this is going to be another one. I think it might be even better. It has the potential to be their best one because they're both so fresh, I feel like. And they're both playing so well. And they're a little bit older, so I honestly think they understand the game better. They're smarter tennis players. I'm not going to say they're like in better shape or anything, but I think it'll be a bit shorter rallies because they just understand tennis better. It's like when you get older in a sport, you know the game better, you know yourself better. So I am going to lean towards Rafa in this final, actually, because I think the way he's been hitting the ball, the energy that he has, I think is going to get to Djokovic. And Nadal is taking the ball earlier, hitting it flatter, and his shots are going to do more damage. And Djokovic has been getting hurt by some guys who get a hold of the balls, like Shapovalov or Medvedev, who are taking big cuts. I saw him his defense isn't at where it has been in the past exactly. And I think with Nadal's kind of reinvented self, he could really do some damage in that way. So I'm leaning Rafa, but it's really close, and I'm not going to say 4 or 5 sets. You guys can be the ones who make predictions in the comments. But I'm leaning Rafa in this matchup because of the way he's been playing. I think he's been looking better all tournament. He hasn't lost a set, but we'll see. Djokovic is kind of his kryptonite in finals like these and has seemed to get the better of him in the biggest matches. So I don't know what we're going to see, but I know that it won't be boring. I know that it will be high-level tennis, and these are probably definitely the most rightful players to be in this final. So this is what these majors are for, to have the two best players come together and duke it out in the final. And, oh, it's going to be good. We're going to be up late tonight if you're in North America. Give me a shout-out if you're in North America in the comment section because we're in this together. I might go YouTube live in the middle of the night, and we'll watch it together. So keep YouTube on lock tonight as we watch this match. And we'll see what goes on. But all I'm saying, we could be in for something very special tonight, as Dick Van Dyke would say. This could be special. And I think it will be. We're in for a special matchup tonight, folks. And let's see how it goes. I'm leaning Rafa, but let me know who you're leaning. And thank you for the support, folks. Hit the link in the bio. Please, if I've given you any value in the last 2 years, hit the link in the bio and check out the Slice front row and see if you want to be involved in that because I think it's going to be great. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you after the match for a follow-up reaction from The Slice. Cheers. Thanks for watching, folks. The Slice Front Row is the new show that I'm hosting on Patreon account, and you can sign up for that so you can win free shirts, get your answers question, be involved in the show, and we're going to go in depth together. So click the link in the bio for The Slice Front Row, and let's take this show to the next level.